Welcome to the Medlook video tutorials. In this tutorial we're going to briefly describe how to search for or find items in each folder list. We'll start with probably the most complicated one, which is the patient's folder list. We have the folder list displayed, and we can begin by typing in something here in the look for box, and let's say we want to search for by last name, Lewis. So last name's Lewis. You just hit enter, and notice there are two of them, and I've sorted the data already by last name, first name. We can verify that by doing a right click sort, and we see it as by last name first and then first name second. So we can click. If I sorted it by patient number and I did my search, or if I sorted it by first name, they still happen to be together. Let's sort by age. They still happen to be together. If I sort by, let's do by middle initial, then they're no longer side by side. They're separated with one in between them, but the find will jump to wherever that name is. Now let's go back by patient number. The other things we can sort by besides patient name are the patient number, the social security number, the birthday, and the phone. The rest are all pretty self-explanatory, but the name has a few key things we can do with it. If I just key in some letters for the last name, or just key in some letters, then it assumes you're doing last name search. But if I wanted to find somebody by just their first name, so all I can remember, I can do a comma, and then the name, let's say DAV. Then it's going to go to David Bendler. He's the only one on the list with that. He's the only one with a D. How about it starts with a K? There's just Keith and Kate. See, it jumps between the two. But if I can remember that it was Stacy or ST something and a K for the last name, first name, you see it locks into his name. So you can do last name, comma, first name, or you can do, let's do J. Roberts, all I can remember, and it goes and finds him. First name, space, last name. So the name feature has several different ways that you would most commonly search for. And each grid remembers what method you were using last. So when I switch away and come back to the patient's list, it stays on name. If I was searching by social security number and I go down to insurance carriers and then I come back, the patient list remembers I was searching by social security number. So most often I'm searching by name, so I'm going to put it back to name. If I go to referrals, the options are by the ID number, which is the old PIN number, or by the name, which is probably more common. The doctors, you can search for their name or their code. Hospitals, name or city. Fee schedules, the schedule, the name, or the doctor's code. Procedure codes are by code or description. That's where description comes really handy. And it will find, based on any of the code, let's just go with the description. I'm going to say something skin. Okay, nothing starts with skin, but if I say intra TB skin, then it goes and finds all those. Place of service, that's pretty simple. We don't need to mess with that. Insurance carriers by insurance number, the carrier name, or by the mnemonic abbreviation. Diagnosis codes you can search for by code, by description, or cross-reference. And I think cross-reference, you can look for anything, any part of it, if it just tries to find it. If I say hypo, see it's NOS, comma, hypo, and that's the only one. How about if I say hyper? There's hyper, see, they're not at the beginning. It just looks in that cross-reference string for that thing. But that's pretty much it on using the find box or look for. It's very powerful. It helps you do it quickly. It doesn't keep the data grouped together, so however you have the data grouped or however you have it sorted, the find will just jump to the next item. That concludes this tutorial, and I hope it helps you in your jobs.